Hey guys, this is a really quick tips video on how to put a Dutchman in to repair an old door. I'm currently doing a bathroom remodel and I'm repurposing this old turn-of-the-century door to replace the hollow panel door that they put in its place. So let me walk you through this, just a couple quick steps to patch the doorknob hole on an old door.
Don't sweat the technique.
So we'll start by laying out the size that we'll need for the template to cut out the slot for the Dutchman to slot into. In this case, I'm using a 5x7 Dutchman. You really want to remove as little material as possible. You also want to take into account the radius of your router plate. In this case, the Makita router plate has an 1.5 inch radius. I found that the easiest way to make these square templates is at the chop saw. So do that carefully and then come back and set the depth of your router bit. You want to remove as little material as possible. That's kind of an ongoing theme. In this case, I set it to the edge of the mortise for the lock set. Next, it's time to clamp your template in place. In this case, I used 3/4 inch MDF to give nice high walls for the router plate to ride against. It's critical here to make sure that the template is square to the door. This way you won't have to cut an out of square Dutchman. That makes things a lot more difficult. Once your template is securely in place, with your router, slowly and carefully remove the inside waste where the Dutchman is going to replace the damaged material. The router will leave rounded corners, which will be a lot more difficult to fit. So at this point, either use a corner chisel or a sharp chisel to remove the rounded material and square off those corners. Now that your mortise is square and flat, you can mark your actual Dutchman material for the final dimensions. After cutting your Dutchman to final dimensions, performing a dry fit, liberally apply glue and tap the Dutchman into place, ensuring that it has a nice snug fit. If it's fit right, you should have just a little bit of squeeze out on every side after you clamp it into place. But if you don't worry about it. You're probably going to paint this door anyway. Just smearing a little bit of sawdust or Bondo or whatever type of filling agent you want to use. It doesn't really matter. This door is likely to be painted anyway. Once your glue's had a little bit of time to set up, go over the now finished Dutchman with the hand plane to bring it flush with the rest of the door. This might take a little bit of work, and I guess you could use a belt sander if you're in a pinch, but there's really no better tool for this than a hand plane. Now that you're done patching the door with the Dutchman, just go over the rest of the door with a sander to make sure that everything's nice and flush and smooth, and you should be ready for paint and to set a new lock. I'm going to try to start including more of this sort of skill builder oddball woodworking tasks into my channel, so if you enjoy this type of content, please drop me a like down below and let me know in the comments if there's any tasks that you want to learn how to do. I'd be happy to share that with you. I think this door turned out pretty good, and you can barely tell it was patched, but either way it's way nicer than a hollow panel door and matches a historic look of this house. Thanks for watching, and remember to keep your tools sharp and keep your mind sharper.